Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me. My name's Deb and welcome to my new channel, DB Designs and Sewing Australia. I live in the outer eastern suburbs of Melbourne in Australia, and my intention for this channel is to talk about all things sewing, share my experiences and my love of fabric. Starting with what I am wearing. This is the Appleton dress by Cashmerette in an ITY fabric from Homecraft Textiles in Western Australia. A bit about my sewing. I've been sewing for 50 years since I was 11 years old. So now you know how old I am. I have 4 adult daughters and a husband and 5 grandchildren. I'm constantly sewing for those grandchildren, and that gives me a great deal of joy. I love the sewing community, YouTube videos, blogs, and all the Instagram that goes on. It is such a joy to watch. Sharing with like-minded sewists is my aim, as I'm sure I just bore other people who are not interested in sewing to death. And they really don't want to hear about it. My aim is to immerse myself in the sewing community and share with others my love of sewing, my love of fabrics. My sewing room is a happy place. It brings me so much joy to be in here, either when I'm happy or sad or angry, bored, whatever it is, I can come in here and have a great time by myself, just with all my fabrics, just listening to everyone else on YouTube, listening to blogs, listening to Instagram. You don't listen to Instagram, but listening to podcasts. I really have gotten into podcasts of late, and my drive to work can be an hour to get to work and an hour to get home. So that gives me a lot of podcasting time in the car. I am very lucky because I have a huge theatre room that is now my sewing room. So I have plenty of space, a cutting table that is just for cutting, a rack, plenty of storage, and I have two sewing machines that are out at the moment, 2 overlockers, a cover stitch machine, and I have some other sewing machines as well. One of them does belong to my eldest daughter. I am interested in sharing my makes, patterns, fabrics, and asking for advice because you can never know too much. We all know that. I would have to say my love of sewing probably comes from my mother. She always sewed all of our clothes. I'm one of 5 girls, and Mum made all of our dresses when we were kids, right up to when we were teenagers. And she was always making evening wear for other people. And her really big issue was it needs to be as good on the inside as it is on the outside. And so she was just a perfectionist when it came to how neat your sewing was. This really rubs off on me. And in those days, of course, you didn't have overlockers or anything else, but a lot of her garments were lined. So even summer dresses where you had I guess it had like a plain bodice, probably didn't even have darts in it if we were little kids, a plain bodice and a gathered skirt on it. The bodice would always be fully lined and everything would be hidden inside it, and all hems were hand sewn. Of course, one of my most favourite things is fabric. Absolutely in love with fabric. It just gives me so much. So I decided to take a list of all the places I buy fabric from. So Spotlight, Spoonflower, I actually have fabrics made because I've been making soft toy boxes for babies, fabric that matches the type of dog they've got, and I've been making toy boxes out of them. When I make the next one, I'll show it to you. So that was Spoonflower, Melco Fabrics in New South Wales, Blackbird Fabrics in Canada, Potter & Co in Western Australia. I sometimes buy some fabrics off Etsy. I always buy fabric and patterns from Tuzuti. Pitt Trading, sometimes I'll buy on their Friday special cheaper on sale day. May Design in Bright. I just love her fabrics. They're just beautiful and they always come packaged up so beautifully. I also buy from Wicked Fabrics in New South Wales, and mainly Wicked Fabrics I am buying a knit fabric that I make undies for my granddaughter out of. And there's actually a Wicked Fabrics pattern also that I use for that. Super Cheap Fabrics, the Fabric Store, which is the New Zealand one, and they have a store here in Australia, and I do buy some of their merino knits from there, and also from Homecraft Textiles. So I want to show you some fabric that I got from May Design. They're in Bright in Victoria, and I bought this fabric because on their website they were showing the Nova coat by Papercut. Now this coat is really a bit of a cocoon shaped coat. So when you look at the line drawings for it, bit of a cocoon shape, but the idea is that you make it, there's cotton in there, that you make it two-tone. So I've got a petrol colour and a raspberry colour, and I'm going to make a two-tone coat. So if you go on to the May Design website, or it might even be in the May Design blog, you'll see this coat made up, and I think it's made up in a raspberry and a yellow, and it looked absolutely beautiful. And I thought, well, seeming as I already have 21 coats, what's another one? I'll just make another coat. So I've bought that fabric to make a coat, and I just think that fabric is absolutely gorgeous, and it'll be a block color coat. So that's all from me today. I do hope you'll like and subscribe to my channel. Although watching some of the videos back, I've decided I really don't smile very much and need to smile more. So I will be working on that. I hope you can join me in my next YouTube video. I will be talking about all the other channels I watch. Some of them are Australian, and some of them are from the US, and the UK actually features quite heavily. They do a lot of sewing videos, sewing tutorials. I actually made jeans this year, and I'd never made jeans before because the fly always just seemed so daunting. And then I was just thinking, I've made wedding dresses. How can I not make jeans? And so I found this wonderful lady, and I think she's from Germany. I think her name is The Last Stitch, and she does a wonderful tutorial on how to make jeans and how to make the fly. And she even has a downloadable kit in case the pattern you use does not come with, you know, the fly facings and all the things that you'd need. I actually made a pair of ash jeans in white and decided that white lining pockets in white jeans is not a good look. I need to, and I really won't be pulling those jeans apart, but you really need to have like flesh tone or skin tone. Even though I think my legs are white, they're not as white as the jeans, and you can see the pockets through them. So I really need to think about what sort of lining I put in. And I really like the ash jeans, and I made a pair of the ginger jeans. Couldn't decide if I liked them or not. And then I thought, in the last 10 days, I've worn those jeans 5 times. I must actually like them because they're really, really comfortable. But to lessen the bulk on the pockets and all that type of thing, I actually used a silk lining in the pockets. I'm not someone that puts my hands in the pockets or unlikely to put anything much in the front pockets. So I didn't go with a cotton because I thought it might be bulkier, even though I have a lot of cotton fabric. One, from making masks, and two, I use a lot of batik fabric, and so a lot of that comes in cotton, so I always have leftover spares of that. But I have made the scraps poof, and so this is full of scraps. But let me tell you, no matter how many scraps I had, I really could have twice as many to bulk this thing out. So it's made of actually all different mask fabrics. These are all fabrics that I used for masks. Oh, I think that the bottom one, which no one will ever see, and it's got a pink zip in it because that's what I have. Of all the scraps I had, it takes a huge amount of scraps, and it is so heavy. Who knew fabric scraps weighed a lot? I know when I moved house that the removalists didn't know how much fabric would weigh in boxes either until they tried to lift them. So that's all from me today. I do hope you'll join me again next time. Please bear with me, remembering this is my first YouTube video, and I will try and smile more. Maybe I'll just get out more fabric because that makes me smile. Have a great week. Hope to see you next time. Bye. Bye.